Okay. All right, so today we are going to review for your project hashtag organizer that is due on Monday. Then you have the rest of the day to be a work day. If you do not have your independent reading book yet, after you've gotten all of your zeros and I's and incompletes and all that taken care of from that you owe me, then you can go to the library and get a book if you need to. Okay? Let's look at what is coming up. Tomorrow is Friday, November the 6th. That is Flexible Friday. So if you're home, work on your project hashtag. If you're here, you will be sitting silently away from everybody working on your project hashtag. Okay? But if you do not need to be here, please stay home so that we can have one day that is kind of relatively COVID-free. Your hashtag evidence organizer is due on Monday the 9th. We're going to review that here in a minute. Your Project Julius Caesar Create-A-Test is due on Tuesday. We'll review that on Monday for you. Your Rhetorical Strategies quiz is due on Wednesday the 11th. We'll also review that on Wednesday before you take the quiz. And then Thursday, your hashtag essay outline organizer is due. Your final paper for your hashtag essay is due on November the 16th. So, once I release you to work on your own, you can click on this link on your slideshow, and it will take you to the project hashtag slideshow. You're going to go to slide 6, just like the directions tell you. And then you will be able to see what we have going on. So yesterday you should have turned in your notes. Now this is something we went over in class a week or so ago, so you may have already done it. But it is the notes that look like this that you hand wrote out. All you have to do is take what you hand wrote, go to Google Classroom, find this assignment, and transcribe everything onto here. Does that make sense? You're just going to type directly into this sheet of paper or this document. Any questions about that if you have not done it yet? Okay, thing number 2 is you need to have this evidence organizer completed by Monday. Jackson, please put your screen at a 45 and focus with me, okay? Because you've missed a lot of school. You're going to want to pay attention, okay? All right, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to need to read the prompt, which we will do here together as one big happy family. All right. From tragedy to political unrest, our world has been bombarded with events and issues worth our attention. One of the ways we've been sharing information, passing along condolences, and raising awareness is through what's been nicknamed hashtag activism. After a shooter murdered dozens of people in Las Vegas, the hashtag Pray for Vegas went viral. Women across the world have spoken out about abuse using the Me Too hashtag. But are these hashtags just shallow ways of connecting in a digital world, or are they transformative weapons for change? You have been given a mission. Read, analyze, annotate the readings, then based on all of the evidence that you've accumulated and observed, make a decision that answers the following questions. According to the articles and readings provided, does a hashtag create real social change? So this is what your whole paper is about. This paper will be an argumentative essay, which means you're going to have an opinion and you're going to support that opinion with evidence. Now, because for many of you this is your first research paper, I have done the research for you. All you have to do is read the research and then decide what you think about that using this organizer, okay? I'm sorry, what?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So the next thing you'll click is click here for sources. So your sources are all listed here. There are 4 of them. Now, I've had students tell me that they've had trouble accessing these links. So what I did is last night, I don't have trouble accessing them, so I don't know if it's a Chromebook thing or what the deal is. So what I did last night is I printed all of them off and I made PDFs, so now you can access them, okay? So whether you go directly to the website like this, you can go directly to the website. Are you with me? Everybody looking? Or you can just click on this and it'll just take you to the printout of it, okay? Either way, it's the same information. And then this is the citation that you will need to put in MLA format, but this is all the information you need to create your MLA format citation, okay, for your works cited page. Same thing, source 2, social media as a formatal change, and this one is the dangers of hashtag hijacking. So this article is going to have evidence of why hashtags don't work. This one will have evidence of why hashtags do work. Same thing here. It's a PDF. You just click on it. It'll take you directly to that. So you don't have to go to ProQuest. I've already done that for you. And then this is another same kind of deal. If you click here, it'll take you to the website. If you can't access it on the website, no big deal. I've printed it off for you. And this particular article deals specifically with the Black Lives Matter hashtag. Okay? So there's 4 sources. Now, I know what you're thinking, Braxton. I know exactly what you're thinking right now. Let me tell you. You're thinking, but Miss Gately, after I read and annotate all of these sources, what do I do with this information? Don't worry. I have provided you with this handy-dandy organizer. This organizer is for a grade. It is due on Monday, and you can type directly into this doc that has been placed on your Google Classroom. Now, at this point, all you are doing is collecting evidence, okay? So, as you read, anytime you see a quote or statement or a piece of data that supports evidence of success with hashtags, okay, then you will put it on this side of the T-chart. Anytime you find evidence that shows where hashtag has failed, you will put it on this side of the T-chart. And then you will list which source it is. Now, I don't care if you put source 1, source 2, source 3 here, as long as by the time it gets to your research paper and you're making a works cited page, you actually make a works cited page with the actual sources, not a number 1 or a number 2. Everybody with me? Okay. When is this due?
Monday.
Okay. When you are finished with that, the next thing you need to do is start thinking about which side of this argument do I stand on. Yes, Braxton, please put your screen at a 45. Thank you. Wyatt, thank you. The next thing you need to do is you need to decide which side of this argument do you stand on. Yes, hashtags work. No, hashtags don't work. Okay? Once you've decided that, now you can start to write your paper. However, since this is an argumentative paper, there is always a counter argument. Now, many of you in some of the writing you've turned in before, you've tried to use a counter argument, but you didn't really do it in the right way because it wasn't an argumentative paper. This is an argumentative paper. So let's say that I think hashtag activism works, and I have all this data collected. But I also, because I have my handy-dandy T-chart that Miss Gately made me, I also have some evidence where hashtag activism didn't work. So I could even say, although in some cases hashtag activism does not work, according to this data, whatever that data is that you've collected, it does work. Does that make sense? So you have a place for a counter argument if you need one. All right? You are allowed to use a counter argument in an argumentative paper, but it is not a requirement. Does that make sense? Yes. So, on the 12th, this will be due. It is your essay outline organizer, okay? The most important piece of this is your thesis statement. And again, You may make your own thesis statement. However, I have also made 2 for you to choose from. You can either use mine or you can create your own. You can take mine and kind of make it your own. I don't care. But the point is this. A thesis statement has to be a punch in the face to the reader so that when I read it, I know exactly what you, the writer, think, and I know exactly what this paper is going to say. Thing number 2, a thesis statement must be a statement. It cannot be a question. I don't know who is teaching people in the 9th grade that a thesis statement can be a question, because I have gotten so many of those this year. A thesis statement can never be a question, ever. A thesis statement is a statement. It's even in the name. You with me? Okay. So I've given you 2 examples. By examining results from various hashtag activism movements, it is evident that hashtag evidence can bring about lasting social change. Boom. I know exactly what this paper is going to prove. If I disagree with that, another option could be, by examining results from various hashtag activism movements, it is evident that hashtag activism cannot bring about lasting social change. Either one of these work. Okay? They're direct, they're in 3rd person, which your paper must be, and it shows the reader how they're going to prove what they've got to prove, and then it shows me what they're going to prove. Does that make sense? Then the rest of this, I don't care if it's just bullet points. I just want to know what you're planning on putting in your body 1, body 2, body 3, body 4. Okay? That's it. But the most important piece of this assignment is going to be that thesis statement, because your paper falls apart without a strong thesis statement. Everything in your paper should go back to, when I'm looking at body 1, it should relate to your, everything has to relate to your thesis statement. Okay? Any questions about that? Excelente. That's what I like to hear. How is my research paper going to be graded? Your rubric is on the last slide. It also has the paper requirements. Maybe. Oh, well, it's not showing up on mine for some reason. Okay, so your paper requirements. The thing I really wanted you to see here is it needs to have at least 2 sources, and you have to have at least 3 embedded quotes. Okay? So I've given you 4 sources with a plethora of quotes in these. You can pick whichever ones you want to pick. Okay? But it has to have at least 3 embedded quotes, not dropped in quotes. They have to be embedded. Okay? And then you have to use at least 2 of those sources. That's it. That's all there is to it. All the rest of this, you know. It needs a thesis statement. It needs to be in MLA format. It needs to be 3rd person. Y'all are 10th graders. You know that academic writing has to be in 3rd person. Right? Any questions about that? So, fixing to have a lot of points coming up. You have the rest of the class period to work on that.